Hey everybody, I'm Trey, and today I'm going to talk to you about natural monopolies and how they're formed. Then we're going to talk about some different examples of natural monopolies today. First of all, let's explain what a natural monopoly is. Investopedia.com defines a natural monopoly as a type of monopoly that exists due to the high fixed or startup costs of conducting a business in a specific industry. Natural monopolies can also form when unique raw materials or technologies are required for operation that other companies may not have access to or the means to develop. Another quote that I liked from Investopedia is natural monopolies occur when a company takes advantage of an industry's high barriers to entry to create a moat or protective wall around its operations. What this is saying is that natural monopolies do not occur when a company seeks to buy out or collude with our competitors, but rather they take advantage of high barriers to entry that are already in place. This is different from a traditional monopoly, in which a company will sometimes collude with, consolidate with, or take over another company to make sure that they control a certain industry. By utilizing these high barriers to entry, a company is able to prevent new competitors from entering an industry and begin to have a strong grasp on the entire business of the industry. Now let's take a minute and talk about the specifics of how a natural monopoly forms. Like I mentioned before, companies will utilize high barriers to entry to deter new competitors from entering the market. A lot of natural monopolies occur when there is a high cost to entering the market. When the cost of entering the market is so high, a new business would have to have a large amount of financial capital to start off, which is just not feasible for most small businesses. It would not financially make sense for them to even try to enter the industry, because the more established company already has all of the necessary materials and capital in place to make their business succeed. Economics Online says that with natural monopolies, economies of scale are very significant, so that minimum efficient scale is not reached until the firm has become very large in relation to the total size of the market. This means that the minimum efficient scale, which is a measure of how efficient a company has to be competitive in a given market, the minimum efficient scale in a natural monopoly is very high, making it very difficult for a new company to enter and be successful in the industry. Well-established companies exploit this to maintain their control on the industry and keep competition to a minimum. Let's move on to some examples of natural monopolies today. One great example is the utilities industry. This industry has a very large cost to enter the market because it takes a lot of capital to be able to purchase the means to produce and distribute power. According to Investopedia, the monopolies in the utility industry are actually beneficial because too many utility companies may over-leverage the available resources. Another industry that operates as a natural monopoly is the railroad industry. Like the utility industry, the cost to enter this industry is very high, making a natural monopoly likely. Miles and miles of track and the cost of train engines and cars are what make the initial cost of entry so high. EconomicsHelp.org also identifies a potential natural monopoly. This lies in the airline industry. According to the article, the airline industry is currently a duopoly, but the high cost of entry makes it very close to a natural monopoly. Although it is close to a natural monopoly, it is unlikely to become one because of the large worldwide scale on which this industry operates. It would be difficult for a single firm to provide the demands for the entire world. Electric companies operate on more of a local scale, making it easier for them to become a natural monopoly. The natural monopoly of the railroad industry has developed over many, many years of operation. Maybe one day in the future, the airline industry will experience a natural monopoly, but we will just have to wait and find out. To conclude, I would like to quickly cover how governments react to natural monopolies. Governments actually allow natural monopolies to operate because it cuts costs for consumers. By having two companies operating within the same industry, it could potentially double costs because both companies will have to provide the means to produce and distribute their product, raising costs for the consumer. However, governments must still regulate these monopolies. If a firm that holds a natural monopoly abuses the power that comes with having a monopoly and begins to create problems for the market and consumers, then a government will regulate it to allow more competition or stabilize the market. It is easy to see how a company could exploit their power when they have a natural monopoly. They could raise the prices to whatever they want to increase their profits but hurt the consumer. So it makes sense for governments to put these regulations in place so that they don't have to face the increased price. Alright, and that concludes our video on natural monopolies. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it helps explain the concept of natural monopolies. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.